Hey guys, it's Tutor Maxwell here and welcome to another WWE Updates video. It's a special one as today on TW 2016 we are booking Wrestlemania 34 in 2018. We are going to be booking this in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So potential at one point Mania was going to potentially be here for one of the WrestleManias. So I just felt like there's a good chance that could happen. It may have happened by the time this video is out, but that's where we're going to book it. Now, I put up on Twitter a long time ago that I had used the user preferences to make this as long as short as I wanted. Apparently it didn't save, so we're right on the 300 minutes. Which does mean a lot of matches have kind of been capped at kind of 18, 19 minutes, but it's to give as many guys an opportunity, as many ladies an opportunity to get in big marquee matches on the grandest stage of them all. So we don't have a lot of angles, there's a lot of marquee matches, as I say. But everybody in the roster is nearly on the show. I think there's maybe like 8 missing out on the lower card. This includes a 60-man Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and a 30-woman Battle Royal, just to see who the best female is. So we'll crack on with the show. I'm not too sure what to expect. I do worry the main event may struggle from psychology issues, but everything makes sense in storylines. And I'll explain everything really as we go along in terms of storylines and where we potentially go from here. So WrestleMania 34, we scored an A last year. How will we do this year? It remains to be seen. Hopefully the match order is okay. There's a few matches a bit unsure where to place them, but we'll see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, this is WrestleMania 34. So 55,883 at the Metrodome in Minneapolis, and we start off with a pre-show bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, and it was the Usos defeating the American Wolves in 9:52 when Jey Uso defeated Davey Richards by pinfall while using the ropes for leverage. The Usos made the third defense of the WWE Tag Team titles. At B-77, we don't really have a lot of tag teams on the Smackdown brand, so I felt we'll keep it with the Usos. And one thing we'll look to do going out of Mania is hopefully bring some more tag teams into Smackdown. But there always great chemistry between Jimmy and Jey. An 80 performance for Eddie Edwards, an 83 from Davey Richards, 82 from Jimmy, 84 from Jey. It kind of frustrates you that's all the rating they could get when put together, but no skill improvements. Negatives here. The match being capped for length, so maybe the fact that if we'd have put it over 10 minutes, we would have gotten a better rating. In the first of our two Battle Royals, this one had AJ Lee, Alexa Bliss, Alicia Fox, Ashley, Asuka, Billie Kay, Carmella, Ember Moon, Erika, Eve Torres, Eve, Io Shirai, Caitlyn, Kelly, Kimberly, Layla Rose, Liv Morgan, Makoto, Mandy Leon, Mandy Rose, Mia Yim, Naomi, Natalya, Nicole Matthews, Peyton Royce, Ruby Sky, Santana Garrett, Sienna Allison, Su Yung, and Tiffany Terrell. So you can see here we're also debuting a few of the women who want to come up from NXT, who will obviously get their big moves to either Raw or SmackDown post WrestleMania, but give them a chance in this kind of spotlight. Overall, the pre-show match had terrible wrestling and had non-existent crowd heat, and it was Alexa Bliss who won the Battle Royal in 12:37. The other members of the Final Four were AJ Lee, Liv Morgan, and Alicia Fox, with AJ Lee being the final elimination. Alicia Fox got the most eliminations over the course of the match. So C-59 isn't horrible, considering a lot of low-overness women's athletes here. A lot of them still need to be built up. Eve Torres seemed off her game. Mandy Rose has debuted her Diva gimmick, which got an initial rating of above average. Nicole Matthews getting better at her gimmick as well. A lot of improvements here. Not going to go through all of them, but improvements here for Alicia Fox, Asuka, Billie Kay, Sienna, Santana with 2, Ruby Sky with 1, Su Yung with 1, 2 for Liv Morgan, which is good, and 1 each for Eve Torres and Peyton Royce. But it's Alexa Bliss with the win in this match, and someone again who will be getting pushed going forward. She's quite unlucky not to have a match on the main card, but I suppose winning this Battle Royal is pretty good as well. Now for Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, Brace yourself, this is a lot of wrestlers. So featuring in the match, we had the King of Darkness, Evil. I'm just going to keep him as Evil. We had Aiden English, Apollo Crews, Argenis, Argos, Austin Aries, Big E, Caristico, Chris Hero, Chris Sabin, Chris Jericho, Kurt Hawkins, Daichi Hashimoto, Darren Young, Dragonisto, Drew Galloway, Epico, Eric Young, Flamita, Grado, Hayata De Fujita, Heath Slater, Hideo Itami, Jay Lethal, Jeff Hardy, Joe Coffey, John Morrison, Kalisto, Carol Anderson, Kofi Kingston, Kushida, Lindsay Dorado, Luke Gallows, Mark Briscoe, Mark Coffey, Mike Bennett, Nick Miller, Noam Dar, Primo, Rey Mysterio, Rhett Titus, Rhino, Rob Van Dam, Roderick Strong, R-Truth, Samoa Joe, Shane Strickland, Shane Fawn, Simon Gotch, Sin Cara, Tetsuya Naito, Tommaso Ciampa, Tommy End, Tony Nese, Trent Beretta, Trevor Lee, Tyler Breeze, Tyson Kidd, Xavier Woods, and Zack Ryder. So a few wrestlers there that you maybe didn't know we had, but were lurking somewhere or languishing somewhere on either Raw, Smackdown, or ECW and have been making pay-per-views. A couple of debutants in there as well, and a couple of wrestlers that you'll see more of going forward. But it was a pre-show match that had some subpar wrestling and little heat, and it was Big E who won the Rumble in 1942. He wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy. Final four were Samoa Joe, Carl Anderson, and Jeff Hardy. Samoa Joe being not only just the final elimination, but having the most eliminations over the course of the match. So basically it would have been Apollo Crews versus Big E on the pay-per-view. Time constraints, and I felt like I haven't really done much with Big E in the last couple of months, so I felt like it was a trophy worth giving to him and someone who can be relaunched with a couple of trades through the draft. So a B78 there, a lot of guys either getting better at their gimmicks or getting stale. That can all be worked on post Wrestlemania. A lot of improvements here. I see quite a few different Eric Young, Grado getting in there, Argenis, Naito with a couple. So overall pretty good there. But a decent battle royal and hopefully the start of something good for Big E. Hopefully it goes better than last year's winner Darren Young. He was in it again this year, but his kind of push kind of stalled a little bit. So now on to the actual WrestleMania. We finally got there. We start off with a hype video just documenting the two main event matches, which is going to be Roman Reigns versus John Cena for the WWE Championship, and between Dwayne Johnson and The Miz, the Battle of Hollywood. So two storylines have advanced. We got the show off to a strong start, and it got the crowd hotter with an A90 rated vignette. Our opening contest was a decent matchup, and it saw AJ Styles defeat Zack Sabre Jr. in 15:08 by pinfall with a Super Styles Clash. AJ Styles makes the 7th defense of the Intercontinental Championship. Really just used this to try and put Zack Sabre Jr. over as possible, working with a veteran. Basically AJ being the case of, no, I've been around here for a couple of years now. This new kid thinks he just walks in and steal my spot. The plan initially was to put the title on Zack Sabre Jr., but AJ was furious. So I feel like we can extend this feud a little bit. We can build up Zack Sabre Jr. a bit more and potentially get better and better matches. This match got the crowd hotter. AJ Styles with an 86, Zack Sabre Jr. with a 75, and it continues their segment. It continues the storyline of the segment, but they lost heat. There were no skill improvements, negatives, AJ Styles for inconsistency, stamina, and declining physical ability. So basically we're passing the torch. That's really the gist of this storyline. Next up and about, they had some decent wrestling but didn't have much heat. In the Battle of the Raw Tag Teams, the Revival defeated Enzo and Big Cass, American Alpha and the historic team of Mojo Bojo in 11:43. The order of elimination was Mojo Bojo first, followed by American Alpha, and then Enzo and Big Cass. The Revival make defense number 2 of the WWE World Tag Team titles. So a B78 here. Big Cass not suited to his gimmick, but a 76 rating for him, a 77 for Enzo, 76 for Chad Gable, 78 for Jason Jordan, an 81 for Dash Wilder, 66 for Scott Dawson, so a big difference between them. And then a 57 for Mojo Rawley and a 75 for Bo Dallas. But a good showcase of some of the tag teams in the Raw roster. Big Cass improving technical, Jason Jordan in flying, performance skills for Enzo and Scott Dawson, and also technical skills for Scott Dawson. So overall, pretty happy with that. I just felt it was too early to take the titles off for Revival. So next up, we had another matchup which I think again get hampered by amount of time, and it was about that had some great wrestling and good heat, and it saw Baron Corbin defeat Cesaro in 1544 with the End of Days, and Baron Corbin wins the WWE United States title. So another guy that's benefited from the breakaway of the Wyatt family. Disappointing only got a B78 considering Cesaro 92 and Baron win 89 performance, but it continues their storyline and it gains a bit of heat. So Cesaro had obviously won the title thanks to The Rock distracting Miz at the last pay-per-view. Corbin decided he was going to step up and he takes it from Cesaro. Bit of a hot pocket in the title and stuff like that, but I just felt like it was a good chance to really get Corbin over. Unfortunately, it was capped for short match length, low heat of the storyline, and that's really cost it there. So that probably could have been a lot more had we put a bit more heat into the storyline. Next up, it was a Cruiserweight showcase from the Smackdown brand, and in about that had some decent wrestling but little heat. It was Will Ospreay who defeated Ricochet, Neville, Manny Andrade, Kenny Omega and Pentagon Jr. in 12-19 when Will Ospreay defeated Neville by pinfall with a 630 splash, making the first defence of his Cruiserweight title. So first off, it's a B72, so it's okay. The initial plans was going to be Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega. Then Shinsuke Nakamura's contract ran up, and he decided to re-sign with New Japan despite us giving him a good contract. So the plan then moved to Kenny Omega versus Shinsuke Nakamura, with Kenny Omega going way over and basically burying Shinsuke in the process, gaining his overness. The contract expired before WrestleMania. He left, so we managed to just get a couple of wins for Kenny. But we also had to take the title off of Kenny Omega because we was going to face Nakamura, so I needed a Cruiserweight Championship match. So Ospreay beat him on SmackDown. Hence we end up with this. So Nakamura is no more in the WWE, so him and Triple H have both left. Triple H just wasn't happy, and I can't re-sign him at the moment because of CM Punk. So I'm just going to hold that for a bit until CM Punk is really at the door, and then we'll bring Triple H back in. But good showcase for these guys anyway. A cornerstone of the future of the Cruiserweight division. Some will get a push out of the division. Will Ospreay with 68, a 74 for Ricochet, Neville with 63, Manny Andrade 77, Kenny Omega with a 70, and a 62 for Pentagon Jr. with the Cruiserweight storyline advancing and gaining a bit of heat. No skill improvements though. Overall, I'm pretty happy with that, and I say a lot of these guys have got a long time left in this company. Next up, we've got Undertaker making an over-the-top spectacular entrance. A B plus 87. It's Taker at Mania. I can sacrifice so many hype promos and whatever to give this. Taker deserves it, and he has a big match up next, which I'm really worried might really flop in rating because of obviously Undertaker's age. That's not too bad. That's not as bad as I thought it would be, but it was an bout that had some good heat and decent wrestling, and Braun Strowman has defeated The Undertaker in a Buried Alive match in 9:25 when Undertaker was trapped and buried alive by Braun Strowman. A B78, I was kind of expecting this to be even lower because of obviously Undertaker is going to have no proper physical skills because of his age in game, which is understandable. Undertaker was exhausted by the end. It was good to see they had good chemistry, which lifted the match. Taker with a 63 performance, but look at that from Braun. Braun Strowman with a 96 performance. He's been handled fantastically in this. The extra 18 months in NXT helped, and then straight back in the Wyatt family beside Luke Harper, Bray Wyatt and Baron Corbin. Plenty of main event matches, it's just get him over and over, and he has been an absolute superstar, so delighted with that. Is Taker gone? Unsure. We're going to re-sign him to a contract, but he may retire, so if he does retire, Braun Strowman ended Undertaker's career and buried him alive, so continues the storyline, although that'll be the end of it there. Braun Strowman getting better in performance skills. Couple of negatives: inconsistency, short match length because obviously Taker, he's exhausted after a 9-minute match. Taker for inconsistency, stamina, declining physical ability. I mean, I can't really put him in a much shorter matchup than 10 minutes on WrestleMania, so I don't know what you want me to do there, Sarah Stock, unfortunately. But after the matchup, Braun Strowman celebrates having beat The Undertaker and buried him alive. So at B78, a good moment there for Braun Strowman, showing that he is the new big guy around WWE. Next up, and about had some subpar wrestling and little heat, with Jervis Cottonbelly defeat Michael Elgin in 109 by pinfall with a fast roll-up, and Jervis Cottonbelly wins the ECW World Heavyweight title. So a C-59, why did I do it like this? Time constraints, and I thought they'd done it with Chavo and Kane. How cool would it be a funny kind of moment with Jervis Cottonbelly surprising the world and winning the championship at WrestleMania. He's one of my more fun guys to book on the ECW brand. He'll definitely be helping that next generation. They will be getting a lot more bigger names, so we can help the younger talents develop once the draft happens. I think there's a couple I'll mention later on the show who'll be heading there. But both men are 65, no skill improvements, and just really a match-up to give. A little comedy moment there. Next up, we've got Bray Wyatt cutting his promo on Luke Harper. Obviously, Luke Harper decided to jump to Smackdown and cost Bray Wyatt the championship, and that's a B+ 86. Continues their storyline and it gained a little bit of heat. Matchup itself was very good. A good matchup. Bray Wyatt defeated Luke Harper in 15:36 with a standing senton splash. A B+ 89. Disappointingly, after 15 minutes, Bray Wyatt was tiring, and this is with a lack of psychology. So the fact they've managed to get that rating is really good. Harper went 85, Wyatt went 88, and it continues their storyline, gained a bit of heat. Because of the whole thing with CM Punk pretty much turning the roster against Luke Harper, plans are that Luke Harper is going to end up at ECW and be the head of ECW for a long time. That way there won't be a lot of people who don't like him, so we can get him over. Or not really get him over, but use the experience and use his qualities to get other guys over. So delighted with that. Luke Harper is improving in performance skills. Of course, this is subject to change. I may keep him, but it just depends really with CM Punk. I think it could be a case of if Punk goes, we could see Luke Harper remain as a Raw or as a SmackDown or possibly back to Raw as a superstar. If we can mend some of those relationships, but a couple of negatives: morale, stamina, psychology, but overall, that's a good rating. That could have been in the 90s, if not for psychology. Next up, and about that had some decent women's wrestling. Didn't have much heat, and a lot of people are going to kill me for this one, but Eva Marie has defeated Bayley and Sasha Banks in 15:14 when Eva Marie defeated Bayley by pinfall. Eva Marie also wins the WWE Women's Championship title. She had been in development for so long, she's actually worked on her skills, and she's over. She had that great program involved with Miz, Cesaro and The Rock, but this is all about her. She's put her focus on that, and a superb B81 matchup from these three ladies. Bayley with a 79, Sasha Banks with a 74, but Already Everything will lead the way with a 71 performance as your new champion. She's improving in performance skills. As happened, guys, no negatives. All red, everything is the champ. Next up in a match that had some good heat and decent wrestling, Rusev defeated Brock Lesnar in 15:05 by pinfall with the Bullplex, although it's in Minneapolis. My reasoning for this is I really want to give Rusev something good. Lesnar is declining physical ability, his overness is not as high as it should be for someone his stature, and I just felt like he is an occasional wrestler. I don't want to bring him in full time, so his contract actually expires tomorrow. So similar to years gone by, he is leaving the next day, so that's his final match in WWE for the foreseeable future anyway, in his hometown, but Rusev gets the win. Storyline lost a bit of heat because of this disappointing matchup. Rusev went 80, Lesnar with 78. Rusev will come out of this looking strong, and yeah, thanks for your time, Lesnar. But we'll move on. You see the negatives there: chemistry, motivation, low morale, stamina, it just made sense, and hopefully Ruru can benefit from this. Next up, it was the women's side of Smackdown. Disappointing that this actually scored lower than the other matchup, but it was a match that had decent wrestling and didn't have much heat, and it was between Emma, who defeated Becky Lynch, Charlotte and Paige in 15:05 when Emma defeated Charlotte by pinfall with a roaring elbow. Emma makes defense number 4 of the Women's Championship on SmackDown. There's our 4 top talents in the female brand. I still want to keep the title on Emma for a bit. Paige has just had it. Becky's still got that injury. Charlotte, she'll probably get it again soon. It's just when I didn't feel this was the right time. Becky was slowed down by an injury. Emma and Paige with 79 ratings, Becky with 77, Charlotte with 78, so they've come on leaps and bounds. Continues the storyline, just disappointing with the rating. But again, if they can keep improving, hopefully we can get up to 80s. There are no skill improvements to speak of. And negatives, working injured. Apart from that, just booking decisions. Because obviously we had to protect Becky Lynch as well, so I think that might have been a reason why. Next up and about, they had some great wrestling and good heat. Seth Rollins defeated Dolph Ziggler in 17:04 by pinfall with God's Last Gift. I thought this feud was doing really well with heat. Unfortunately, this is only a B81, so this is worrying. It seems like all matches are getting 10 rating less than they should. Ziggler went 94 though. Sorry, Seth went 94, Ziggler went 89. Ziggler's really stepped up his game since going to the Raw brand, so I think we'll definitely see probably one more run for Dolph Ziggler. He improves Rumble skills, but the man wins here, and it seems like the storylines seem to have a massive problem here, and I thought a lot of them had good heat, so maybe my bad. Maybe more of them should have tangled a bit more heading up to WrestleMania, but it is what it is. And there we go, a matchup that does seem to have a good bit of heat behind it, and it was a superb matchup that saw Dean Ambrose defeat CM Punk in 1941 by pinfall via a Midnight Special. A95 spectacular. Punk was obviously getting a bit disgruntled, the fact that he was always like teaming up with these guys to face Roman Reigns, but it was Ambrose and Rollins that were getting opportunities. So at the end of the day, Punk just snapped, turned on Ambrose, and they had a matchup. Punk, of course, has been an absolute cancer behind the scenes in the dressing room, so the quicker we can get him putting people over, I might let him go, just hopefully get him down to about 80 overness so he doesn't benefit somewhere like New Japan or TNA. But overall, pretty good. 96 for Ambrose, 87 for Punk. He continues the storyline and gains at heat. Probably one of either Rollins or Ambrose will move to SmackDown just to freshen things up a little bit. Punk's going to go wherever Luke Harper isn't, basically. But no skill improvements, but overall, happy with that. Low heat in the storyline apparently. And a few negatives as well. Punk with declining physical ability means we're kind of having to look to build new stars again. Next up, this was pretty pleasing as well. I was a bit worried on it. And about they had some great wrestling and good heat. Randy Orton defeated Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens in 1940 when Randy Orton defeated Sami Zayn by pinfall with using underhanded tactics, and he wins the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Now, another title that's been kind of hot potatoed between two guys, or a couple of guys. I just felt like, we put Sami Zayn on it away from Bray because of the whole thing with Harper, but Randy Orton's done really nothing in this save for me. And I felt like, let's give him a push out of Mania, let's make him the man, and let's try and get the best Randy Orton we can possible. This has resulted in a great performance, a 93 from him, a 93 from Sami Zayn, and a 90 from Kevin Owens. The fight again forever storyline advances and gains a bit of heat. So 100% he'll be staying on the SmackDown brand. For Sami and for Kevin, we'll see. A couple of negatives, so low morale for Kevin Owens, inconsistency for Randy Orton. Storylines again with their heat, so that's on me. I need to keep building these storylines up the right way. Maybe half the time I get lazy and just put everybody in multi-man matches. Remember that when Raw had constant 6-man tags? Randy Orton celebrates in the ring, but it only gets a disappointing B-77. Well, he is your new World Heavyweight Champion. We then have a promo from The Miz cutting up his match against Dwayne Johnson, the co-main event. He's like, you went away in Hollywood and you left the WWE. I'm making it as the moneymaker movie star. I'm staying in WWE and I'm as good as ever. So that again, A92. Yep, Miz is co-main event in 2018. Some of the stuff he's done at the time of recording recently has been absolutely a different class, out of this world. A Howler match against Dwayne Go. That nervousness there. It's a bit disappointing, but in about that had some good heat and decent wrestling. The Miz defeated Dwayne Johnson. This actually happened in 1950 by pinfall with a skull-crushing finale after a distraction from Eva Marie. So the power couple has done it of WWE. Eva Marie and the Miz. She's champion. He's beaten The Rock in the same night. Unbelievable. Disappointed with the B plus 84. Dwayne's obviously his in-ring skills are going to be a bit rusty. So you don't want to put a match on Raw, you know, it's trying to keep it a bit realistic. But the Miz in-ring performance in 91. 75 is not great from Dwayne, but overall, the plan was Miz always going over. No skill improvements, negativity, The Rock being rusty, stamina, declining physical ability, and the booking decisions. But I mean, if we can build a few stars coming out of this, I'll be delighted. That leads us to our main event. So Roman Reigns cuts a promo on John Cena, which is a B plus 88. This match could be good, but the lack of psychology is going to worry me. Roman Reigns came across as a star, and the championship storyline has advanced. I will let go. I'm really worried here because the psychology was better between Roman and Seth and Roman and Dean, but how's it with Cena? It's okay. It's not great. I don't feel we're going to have an absolutely amazing WrestleMania. But in a superb matchup, Roman Reigns defeats John Cena in 2106. Roman Reigns makes defense number 9 of the WWE Championship title. So he stays champion, which he's had since June. Cena does not get the world record breaking 17th title, and it's a B plus 89. As I said, lack of psychology was always going to be an issue. There was a lack of selling as well. But it's a matchup we've got to do at WrestleMania. John Cena with an 88, Roman Reigns with a 97, and the Raw WWE Championship storyline advances. So a few negatives: psychology and selling, Cena's inconsistency and declining physical ability. You take them away, that's, you know, let's be honest, that's 90s, 93, 94. But it's good to see like high title prestige. I'm happy with that. Apart from that, match is over, and Roman Reigns and John Cena shake hands. So the bad guy Roman Reigns shakes hands with the good guy John Cena, and after an epic battle, an A94 here, and of course this is when we finally turn Roman Reigns babyface. So you sure want to turn Roman Reigns? Yes, and it was a complete success. So Roman will now become a babyface going forward. So overall, it's good. I've enjoyed booking the Mania, a lot of marquee matchups. I feel like if we had a bit more time we'd do it, but at the same time, a few matches that should have delivered maybe needed a bit more time dedicated to their storylines. So overall, we're going to get, it's still an A90. It's still a fairly solid WrestleMania. As long as you're cracking the A's, I'm quite happy. Let's say, maybe not the results we wanted, but a lot of marquee matchups there. You know, AJ Styles, Zack Sabre Jr., Undertaker, Braun Strowman, Rusev and Lesnar, Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler. We should have delivered a lot more. A great match between Dean Ambrose and CM Punk. Orton tangling with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. The Miz and The Rock. And Roman Reigns and John Cena. So I think if I'm going to give praise to anyone here, I think we're going to go with Dean Ambrose and CM Punk, and we're just going to say praised for good performances. So overall, both gentlemen are pleased. So I don't know how everybody else will find WrestleMania, but as I say, I firmly enjoyed putting the card together. Maybe it should have been a little bit better, but 2 Manias down, and I think that was the most pressurised stuff to book. You know, you're like, crap, when am I going to get a proper good rating? So as explained, Brock Lesnar is gone. His contract is up, so interesting to see if anybody picks him up. But as I say, 40, declining physical ability, not the most over guy in the world as he should be. Like in real life, he'd be well above everyone else. Atlantis has picked up an injury. He's someone we could have looked at. Let's have a look what else we've got here. The fantastic reviews for WrestleMania, that's what we want, that's good to see. Don't think there's anything else that directly affects us. Contract wise, Brian Kendrick will be in a written deal. He'll go and probably join the Cruiserweight division. And Sarah Stock extends her contract, may even make her an active worker. We'll see. Toying with the idea of making a fourth show, just strictly for the women, just to get as many of them over as possible and not being misused in ECW. And we have a lot of things, and mind I said CM Punk was a pain in the ass, that's why. So let's look at them then. So El Hijo de Mascara Sagrada is now available to work in all game areas. We finished first out of 2 in the US, first out of 2 in Canada, first out of 2 in Mexico, and first out of 3 in Japan, so that's good. Jimmy Jacobs and Sarah Stock are now available to work in all game areas. Lesnar's gone. Pentagon Jr. wants a better push, that's cool. Rocky Romero has completed his tour with House of Hardcore. New Japan have offered a contract to Fergal Devitt. The Fergal Devitt has obviously that poor thing where he kind of get banished from here for his racist comments in game. Not in real life, Fergal's a lovely person, as far as I'm aware in real life, but in game. So it'll be interesting how that affects Japan, because he's cancer for 6 months apparently at least, and that was only in January. They've also offered a contract to Pentagon Jr., so we'll probably need to look to boost up his contract. So, mind I said CM Punk doesn't like Luke Harper? Well, now CM Punk has turned the dressing room against Mark Briscoe, Tyler Breeze, Sami Zayn, Paige. This is going to be everybody. It's all against Luke Harper as well. So, I think what I'll probably do is I'll just, move him to ECW. It could be a case we might need to just get rid of Luke Harper, unfortunately. Grado is a natural talker, so Machine Gun Carl Anderson's a big fan of Grado. And Zack Ryder talks well, says John Cena. More people don't like Luke Harper. Just to give you an idea of how many people CM Punk has turned against Luke Harper. Pretty much everybody. There's a lot of ECW people in there, so it doesn't look good for him. But yeah, pretty much everybody. There's a few strong dislikes in there. Likes of previously it was just CM Punk, but now he has it with Enzo Amore, Zack Sabre Jr., Kalisto, Cesaro. Oh, it's so depressing. What have you done to him, CM Punk? Luke Harper's apparently a lovely man as well, and this is what you've done to him. Eric Young wants more victories, that's cool. He's more an enhancement guy, same with Austin Aries. Sue Young is kind of the female enhancement talent, but the booking rating was a 5.02. It sounds horrible, but for some reason my booking rates are different and is what they were previously, but I make probably more money now. I don't know if I've maybe clicked something and changed the percentage to change the numbers basically. But 15,000 for drug tests. Punk again is the same, more people against Luke Harper, and Mark Briscoe wants to take me heel. So as much as it looks like it's a lot of items, it's really just CM Punk being a dick. Financially, made 18 odd million profit. If I just show you here financially, pay-per-view revenue 18 million was effectively that was our profit. We do spend a lot on tax, a good bit on the miscellaneous stuff, marketing I suppose as well. We do a network. Network didn't bring great money, but still, it's okay profits. It's an extra 346,000. It'll probably help us over time. As I say, it'll be one event on pay-per-view, one event on the network going forward, but I'm happy with that. Good financial position considering the amount of money that was spent on a network as well, so that's good to see. What else can we really add? I think the last thing I'll look at and document is, I said I don't know where we're going from here. Intention is to continually keep playing it, just to maintain being a global company, just keep taking the company to new heights and expanding how big it is, hopefully defeating the rest of the wrestling industry, the rest of the wrestling companies, that's the aim, but also putting on some marquee shows. If we end up doing 4 or 5 shows a week, that'd be a plan, just to really dominate wrestling was my plan here. As I say, it is a fun offline save. But we're doing a few trades and stuff like that between the brands, kind of like just a draft type thing. And we'll be heading then to Backlash for, I believe, Raw. Yep. And then Payback for Smackdown. So 3 weeks for Raw build, 4 weeks for Payback, and then everything else will be kind of double pay-per-views until Money in the Bank in June. But the last thing I'm going to leave you with is really just seeing how our main event scene for both brands is at the moment. So just any main event push. Give you an idea where people are at. So AJ Styles is repping about the 88s around the world, so that's a good sign. Apollo Crews 80s, so I wouldn't say he's naturally at a main event or now I say upper mid card, but at 30. There's plenty of time to get Apollo Crews back in the main event scene. Baron Corbin, between 90s and there's 91 in there, there's an 80, so he's really good and he's in the crisp of the main event, but usually our United States champions are booked very highly. In fact, I'd probably want to check the titles because I changed them from mid-card to floating, so hopefully they get a boost. Big E, 81s, again 32, plenty of time. Braun Strowman has 90s. As I say, his rise has been amazing. He'll want a pay rise, definitely. I think we all know I've not made it exactly my secret that I do plan to make him world champion at one point. But when you look at the progress, that was when he was in NXT, and that's the build Braun Strowman's had. So he's been outstanding, and he's beat Undertaker at WrestleMania, possibly ending Taker's career. Bray Wyatt 87s to 85, Cesaro's 82s, so I think Cesaro's probably maybe looking at one that gets traded to SmackDown, gets the World Heavyweight title reign. Punk at 90s, Dean Ambrose 93, Ziggler 81s, John Cena 90s, Kevin Owens 90s as well, Luke Harper 84, 85, but I say he'll probably move as well. Randy Orton's just a wee bit higher level, but at 37, just giving him that other championship reign. Roman Reigns 94, 95, continues to be the guy. Rusev got a small boost there to 86s. Sami Zayn roughly about 88, 89 over. The Miz, big push there, he's up to 90s, 92s. So expect to see him about the main event scene. And Seth, roughly about the 90s as well. So our main event scene's good. We've got that mixed age of a lot of guys about 37, 36. And then thankfully, like the Bray Wyatt 30, Seth Rollins 31, Sami Zayn 33, Roman Reigns 32, Dean Ambrose 32 as well. That's going to be our main event scene. A wee bit longer, plus Braun at 34. You can easily get at least another 4 or 5 years out of these kind of guys, and bring them through the next generation. So, as I say, just wanted to check that thing with the titles. It's a Big E Irish. I've only done, I'm forgetting, I've only done 2. Darren Young won it last year. Big E won it this year, so that's at 78. ECW C plus 71. That's main events, but that's the lowest main event can go. But 2 I wanted to check was floating, so that's obviously should have went up a good bit of prestige. Yep, that's up to 76 under AJ Styles, and the US 76 as well, because it's no longer a mid-card championship. So I feel like we're always putting like over guys on these championships, so we may as well allow them to float and gain some prestige. That makes it look like I've given a lot of champions, a lot of guys the belt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 champions in the space of 2 years. I don't think that's too bad. Although, worryingly, there's a couple in there with only 1 defence or 0. Although, previously, the injuries to likes of Kurt Angle, Kevin Owens, and the fact that Kalisto was useless didn't help. But I say that's it for this episode, guys. We shall continue on. As I say, it's the save I started when the game came out. Intention is just to keep playing and playing. And yeah, hopefully I'll join you next time for Backlash. I've already forgotten. For Backlash, the schedule's a bit different in real life because I'd done this before WWE's schedule, and to be honest, I'm quite happy with it. If I feel like changing it, I'll change it. As I say, a few things are the same, like No Mercy, Hell in a Cell did make October. I just want to keep things like Night of Champions to be all the champions, so you want both brands to be available. So I say, guys, thanks for watching, it's deeply appreciated. What did you think of WrestleMania? What was your favourite matches of the night? What matches did you think looked really good but failed to deliver? And vice versa, what matches you think, really? You booked that? Are you crazy? But I say, let me know your feedback, it's deeply appreciated. If you've booked any WrestleManias recently yourselves, let us know how you got on, whether it be WrestleMania 1 or WrestleMania 40. Whatever WrestleMania it is you've booked, let us know how it went down. As I say, it's one thing I always love reading on the likes of the Grey Dog Software website, on EW Battleground, and on the Fantasy Booker subreddit, just places that folk will book their cards, and I'm just like, oh, this seems like a really good pay-per-view, they're having fun with their save. I say, those places as well are great places if you want to get started with EW, get your stuff up there, and that's where the YouTube journey begins. But as always, thanks for watching. I say, any feedback regarding the series is deeply appreciated. Any shares, likes, subscriptions are all deeply appreciated. As I say, we try and maintain a regular schedule here, so that's why I keep hitting at the subscription thing, because then you know when a video is going to be live, because it's usually always at the same time. I say, thanks for watching, guys, it's appreciated, and just keep enjoying the game. It's up to us to make this game noticed, and more people will find out that, you know, it's not just WWE 2K that's kicking about. We get a kick-ass simulator game in TW. So cheers for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.